So this is a good introduction to working with the bandhas or the internal locks, which is a little bit more of a subtle practice. So this particular version is known classically as tataka mudra or lake pose, because you're going to essentially kind of make a lake out of the abdominal cavity. It's really important when you're doing any of these exercises with the bandhas that your stomach is empty, good 2 hours before you do this, and that you're not on your menstrual cycle or there's anything that is trying to flow downwards, right? If you've got stuff in your digestive system that has not been processed, the downward flow of apana is wanting it to exit your system. Doing the locks is pulling things back up, probably not to your best interest if you have any of these things going on. So from here, I'm doing it with the knees bent. Classically, this is done with the legs straight, but doesn't matter to me for this context. Before you pull the locks, it's really important that you have a good chin tuck or jalandhara bandha, right? Which would be more in this position here. If you know that you have a really tight neck, it would be to your benefit to get a little pillow or something to put underneath, not the neck, but the back of the skull to encourage the tucking of the chin without too much effort. You shouldn't need to brace in the jaw or neck muscles to make this happen, because if you're gripping here, it's only going to make everything else tighter. So important that you're not bracing in your jaw. So I'm going to lift up my shirt so that you can see. Here we are in this position. So tataka mudra or the bandha is done on the hold after exhalation, never during your breathing. So you'll take a deep breath in, you'll take a breath out, and because you're doing the locks, you're trying to actually gently engage the abdominal muscles to press the air out of your chest. And then because you've engaged the abdominal muscles a little bit, you have to relax the muscles again before you pull the lock in. Then you'll release the lock and inhale. So once again, full inhalation, full exhalation, relax the abdomen, and then pull the locks. Then release, and then inhale. So I'll demonstrate now. So you'll notice when I release the locks, you didn't really hear any sound as I transitioned from the lock to the inhale. This needs to be controlled, and if it's not, or there's not a chin tucked, you'll feel this little kick before you begin your inhalation, which lets you know that that wasn't a controlled process and that you either need to re-engage your chin tuck or you need to hold the breath out for less long so that you're not rushing to get a breath of air in. This should not feel strained. So what I'm talking about is if you don't quite have this set in terms of the synchronization, see if you can hear it. Right? I exaggerated it. But that happened because I didn't maintain the chin lock, and also because I didn't really consciously control the transition from the release of the lock to the beginning of the inhalation. It should feel relatively smooth. This is something that you should do multiple reps of. 10, 15, really kind of work your way through it. It's not about how deeply you force the locks inwards. It's about creating a vacuum, and it may take a little bit of practice for you to understand that fully, so don't try and force it.